Welcome to your current affairs program that brings the news in detail. Let's take a look at some of the stories that we have for you today. He was one of the popular faces on BBC Focus on Africa television program. Komla Dumor is normal. He died last week after collapsing at his home in London. His sudden death has shocked many of his colleagues and friends back in his home country, Ghana. He is now strong enough to walk on his own. After enduring years of pain and suffering, Cosmas Kibomboe has been given a new lease of life. This follows a successful open brain surgery, the first ever carried out in the country. She is a premature mother, joining the long list of girls who drop out of school due to pregnancy. This girl, whose identity we have concealed, was deceived by a man she thought truly loved her. She is, however, resolved to get back to school and to continue her education dreams. A devastated father of a schoolgirl who dropped out after falling pregnant has strongly advocated for the distribution of condoms in schools. Now, Martin Sakala of Chongwes Kasenga area says giving schoolgirls sex education and providing them with condoms will address the problem of pregnancies. He says talking to the girl child alone is not enough, but also equipping them with protection as they engage in sexual activities. She is only 17 years old, but already a single parent of one. Another statistic to the growing problem of early teenage pregnancies in the country. At the time she became pregnant, she was in grade 9, and as expected, she had to stop school. The dream life she was promised by the man who impregnated her was a mere illusion, which on her part has turned into tears. She feels useless and a letdown to her parents who provided everything she needed. She still cannot understand why she ended up falling in love with a man instead of loving and nurturing her education dreams.
Okay, pale barangana mimba. Nazoka sivyo vina ngoni na mama na mpasa mimba na hivi. Na kumuta basizi tinakamba bubuno. And then after that na barangana mwana kwenda kuja. Na ubone kusangala ku nyumba. Kwitawa na bwa toka kwa na bwaenda. And then support you nse no chani. Kwamba vuti ya my parents.
Her father, Martin Sakala, was devastated when he was told of the daughter's pregnancy. He felt a sense of failure despite his wife having taught their daughter to concentrate on education.
Yeah, I have about 5. Though me personally, I haven't discussed this thing with my daughters, but the mother, through the mother has discussed this thing with my daughters.
5 girls?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The mother discussed this thing with the daughters and giving examples to other girls who have fallen pregnant. Yeah, but seemingly I don't know whether this thing is going down so well to these kids, because you see we're fallen victim to the same problem.
Mr. Sakala is now resolved. Provision of condoms in schools is the big solution to the problem.
And since these things happen, in our absence, so there's no way we can stop these things, because these girls won't do it when we are there. You see, now if condoms are distributed, I know it might cause mispromiscuity, but there's nothing else that we can do. See.
Mr. Sakala urges parents, despite some traditional considerations, to open up, stating that sex among teenagers is real.
And to parents, I know parents will try, very hard to tell their kids, but these things still keep on happening. But I'll tell them not to relent. They should strive to try very hard. They should never relent.
For instance, over 20 girls at Chongwes Kasenga Basic School dropped out in 2013 due to early marriages and pregnancies. However, Mr. Sakala is consoled that his daughter has decided to go back to school, thanks to the government's re-entry policy.
The Kasenga teachers have been very, very kind and very understanding. Yes, very, very understanding. I still have faith in her. I still have a lot of faith in her, and I know she has regretted it. I know she has regretted it. I know she won't disappoint me. I have a lot of faith in her. A lot of faith in her. I know she won't disappoint me.
The girl says she has learned her lessons the hard way and is resolved to focus on completing her educational dreams. She urges girls never to entertain love stories from men at the expense of education. As she takes a second relaunch at her education, all she is asking is understanding from society and forgiveness from her family, particularly her father. Retired teacher Cosmas Kibombwe has made a remarkable recovery after undergoing the country's first ever open brain surgery. Now, 2 months ago, Mr. Kibombwe underwent the operation, the first ever to be conducted by the University Teaching Hospital here in Lusaka.
2 months on, Cosmas Kibombwe is getting stronger and stronger after undergoing a life-threatening surgical operation. He's now able to walk unaided. A team of local and international doctors conducted an open brain surgery on Mr. Kibombwe on November 20th, 2013. Since then, he has made remarkable recovery, to which he is able to attest.
Okay, I've been for 5 December, Spatala, as a Kunanda. I got feeling it for Shikushwa, Spatala. We know Baku, and about Dr. Van and Black to me, Tika. Okay, one to man physio. Mulandu, we are Ram Spatala. Ukuru kwali levera kwa right na ukuvoko kwa right finse fyali levera shale ndabuino na ishasha kuno kumanda chanta nshifire kwa tiao tuye kufizio pantu dokitari wati ni kufizio tuwa kufizio kanyama clinic na amba kuchita sizes na konka manasi sikulia ya ilomtimo soma ndeba totera sana fikana nomba ebangafuirisha ukulu na alipola ndenda fie kufuma pano kuyafya kukanyama kliniki ukapanshino kuwela ndenda fie buino sana uwafya kushalire.
His wife knows the hard times she went through visiting different health facilities in the country in the search to ease his pain. She cannot believe that he is alive and his pain easing away.
But never ningalanda pofie na totera sana kubute kuba Zambia. Na totera sana kuma doctors yonse fie. Aya bafuidishe pali operation ya pantushae nikeda tukuti tuafika na vena utu 014 aba. Badi rwele sana okula pona kula kitashani papu chikumbade pona na ngwimi ku 3 na ngwimi ku 4 bade pona 5 vini mbona chipumbuto nomba pa bade la basana nomba badi febu tulenda fieto afika ku klinika nyama baya bakitama physio to akwera pano pangana lero to achituye ku UTH transport failure to that shuba pano.
Mrs. Kiwombwe continues to stand by her husband in administering the after-operation care, like cleaning the wound in his head from where the brain tumor was removed. However, her concern is that some portions of the wound are not healing fast.
Eto twachirafa kuti tuyede kutie tumna twa apa ifine papo boto ikiapa papa chinapo manomba apa twachirafa tuye uro mukashano uro mana usimarela ndana yena ni clinic officer ku Chongwe ekwena bombe ewa tuvatikachi muye ne mone ba doctor mbanange chilonde fuchiti mbe futwa twala ku next week tukwata ku first transport.
Mr. Kiwombwe appeals to the Universe Teaching Hospital UTH to expeditiously release test results of the tumor so as to help doctors know what medication to give him.
Ba doctor bali komaina batira ukalete result ya exam yo yachira chintu batuwere ku story ya kulabu mama na kufa 20 November pa 21 November na nomba ama result ya fuma kanshi doctor aitira ine nakulembera shani umuti nga tawishe nayo ayo results nalomba vyokutira ababombera kulira service ya storage bakose kwa mano kumfumisha result yandiwa na kwangu kaipera doctor akanembere kwemiti.
The first ever open brain surgery conducted in the country has opened opportunities for more of such operations. And UTH says it has on the cards a schedule of more brain operations to ensure many other patients in need of the service receive it. For Mr. Kiwombwe, the operation has brought him a fresh feel to life, to which is grateful to everyone who played one role or the other.
Doctors operation abasangirweko awe na batotera bonse na totera kuibonse abansungire mu kipatala umubantekere abakashibandi n'abacu bandi babiri bare kumbushanya bonse batatu atotera sana kuleza ulensunga ulensunga kufika na lelo aho nalifyo umuntu wafo nalifyo kulanda memory ya chepa namba fyonse fye memory ya liwela bitwambawula fye muntu fisha antangama wazinganyanga bitwambawula fye ndeyibushe fintu vingi chintu banyashibwela uyu mkanwa ulimi nalwanguka ero ninshwa menso yali kwatina yafina mulandu wacho chironta chirahuma mukati ngachauma ndinchitekera kutira na menso ene yakabwera kuno ngatamukula averenga Bible painomba ndafirwa menso yali yafina efyo natotera sana kuliva pastor wanga fuisha na mapepo maisha fifintu filenda lonsefe na mapepo pastor Brenda hao walipera sana kuisa mpeperera.
Internationally acclaimed journalist and presenter Komla Dumo, who died in London, was put to rest on Friday. The Ghanaian-born journalist will be missed not only by his colleagues at the BBC where he worked, but also by his countrymen and women in Ghana. I spoke to Ghanaian journalist Gifty Appiah on Skype earlier on how Komla's death was received. The death of BBC presenter for Focus on Africa, Komla Dumo, who died in London, brought a dark cloud on Ghana, a country where he hails from. I speak to Ghanaian journalist and CNN award-winning journalist Gifty Appiah, who tells us more about what Komla meant to the people of Ghana. Let's speak to her right now on Skype.
Well, Komla, of course, is a Ghanaian with deep roots, I must say. I think he represented a very shining star for the people of Ghana, because we have him representing Ghana on the international at the international level, and you usually have your presidents and other people who represent your country, like the footballers and all, showing up sometimes once in a while or twice in a while on the world stage. But Komla was a constant face on the BBC World Service, which was all over the place. So he's like Ghana's face out there every day. And most of the things I've heard about him after his demise, all the tributes that people are paying to him, they keep describing him as a role model, an icon, a shining star.
Right. And how did the people of Ghana receive his death?
Let me just say from my own perspective, and then I take it to a broader picture of the Ghanaian people. I heard about the death at about 2 p.m. Ghana time on Saturday, and I thought it was a huge joke, and I constantly pictured him in my mind coming out to say, well, that was a joke and it wasn't true and everything. A friend of mine, a colleague of mine, actually sent me a text to confirm whether Kwame Adumo was dead. So I went on his Facebook page, I looked at it, and I saw that the last time he updated it was 23 hours ago. And a guy, one of my journalists here, he's called Manasseh Azuri. He's quite close with him. So I called him up and told him, this is what's happening. I know you're close with him, so try and call him and find out what's happening. And he said I should check his Facebook, and I said I checked. It was about 20. He updated it 23 hours ago, and he said that is so not like him, because he was constantly updating his Facebook. So he called his phone, nobody picked up. It told him to leave a voice message. He didn't leave anything. Then later on, as the time rolled up, the confirmation came slowly that Komla indeed was dead. It was, for me, it was shocking, and for most of the people who have heard talk, it was shocking, because the previous day he was and everybody saying that he looked okay, he looked well, he looked so fit that nobody expected that to. So the whole country was thrown in a state of shock. It's more like a national, it was more like a national day of mourning, and as I speak with you, was still mourning here in Ghana.
Right. And what lessons do you think Africa can learn from Komla?
Well, a lot of tributes have come in. President, former President, UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, they've all been saying one thing. And yesterday, the President of Ghana was on BBC also talking about his professionalism. What I think was to add my voice to all the things that the big wigs, so to speak, have said, is to learn from the can-do spirit that he had, rising from, and Komla was not a journalist from the beginning. He studied medicine and started at our radio station here, which is called Joy FM, as a traffic, some kind of traffic reporter, So he didn't just start, didn't just get out there as huge as he is today. He started from somewhere. So what people can learn, I think, is that you rise through the ranks with hard work. You rise through the ranks with perseverance. And the idea that an African, a Ghanaian, so to speak, can make it on whatever world stage it is.
Okay. What lessons can African journalists learn, from Komla in telling the African story?
Okay. One of the things that people have really associated with him is his ability to put out the African story in an objective way. People have all debates about what objectivity really means, because some people have said that there can't be anything as objective, because you still have your own biases coming to play when in your quest to bring objectivity. But you can see the balance that he brings to when it comes to telling the African story. If it is right, he says it's that way. If it is wrong, he says it's that way. And most of the time, what I have seen about Komla is that he always identified with the African people. He always identified himself as a Ghanaian, a true one at that. And so what I think that African journalists can learn from him, myself inclusive, is that you don't forget your roots. You do not forget your roots. As much as we are told to tell positive stories, it's also good to bring out the issues, the challenges, so that we see how we can deal with it. But indeed, telling that story, we still have to tell it in a way that really projects the Africa that we all want it to be.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Gifty, for sharing with us. Maybe any last words that you would, say on Kumla, and how the entire country is in mourning right now. Do you have anything else to add on?
Well, what I just want to say is, just for an update of what's happening. Right, we have a correspondent in United Kingdom. My colleague is online. He's following what's happening there. I understood that they're done with the autopsy, so trying to know exactly what was the cause of the death and everything. And he'll be speaking to a lot of them. We're following the body there. Hopefully, we'll follow the body down here to Ghana. We'll bring the body here to Accra. His family is here in Accra. I do not foresee that he'll be buried here in Accra. I foresee that he'll be taken to his hometown. He's from the Volta region of Ghana. I foresee that he will be taken there. So that's just by way of update. If there's any more information I will let you know. But in my final words, I'll say that I see Komla's demise as it's important that we live our lives right. Because Komla's demise is more of a ministry, like I said earlier. It tells you that anybody can go at any time. Everybody was saying that he looks so strong. And he was on TV the previous day, so what could have happened? It could happen to anybody at all. And also to my fellow journalists, I think the job is stressful. It is indeed stressful. TV especially is so stressful. And so we need to take care of ourselves. As much as we want to excel and get to the top of our careers, we need to take care of ourselves.
On this week's How Well Do You Know Your Current Affairs, we asked some radio presenters who is the current District Commissioner for Lusaka. Let's take a look at some of the answers we got.
I know the mayor is Daniel Chisenga. The district commissioner is, his name is in my mind right now. I can see his face, but the name is gone.
Okay, thank you.
Why did you ask me that?
You've caught me off guard. No, I don't think I do. But I'll do my research. Cut that one out.
Do you know who the Lusaka District Commissioner is?
It's you.
Well, the answer to that question is Ashwell Kampengele. The current Lusaka District Commissioner is Ashwell Kampengele. Of course, everybody who watches Movie TV News and The Scoop knows that answer. Time now for the proverb of the week. This week's proverb says, being a leader is like a borrowed garment. The proverb again, which is coming from Uganda, says, being a leader is like a borrowed garment. Well, that's the time that we had for you this week. Remember to keep interacting with us on our Facebook page, Ask Movie, and our website, www.movietv.com, and click on The Scoop. On behalf of the entire Scoop team, thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. Till next week at the same time, have a lovely week.